Hey friends, welcome back to OG Universe. Thank you so much for stopping by and spending some time with me as we review the final figure from the brand new McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batman Forever Wave. We're looking at Val Kilmer as Batman. So let's take a look at the packaging, what it came with, and we'll deep dive into this figure. So we got that extra large window box to accompany the extra pieces for your Build-A-Figure. And what's really a nice touch, we got this extra large display stand for your Nightmare Man-Bat. We got a pole there that'll plug into the dead carcass. That's included with Riddler. You got a display stand for your Batman figure. You got some artwork of Batman as well. On the side here, you do have Batman Forever. You got that really cool logo at the top. And then on the side back here, we got Nightmare Man-Bat in his glory. What comes with what figure, how to put it together, cross-sell at the bottom, and let's take a look at what we got for accessories. For accessories, you do have some hands, some interchangeable hands. Fantastic. Figure came with two fisted hands. You get two grasping hands as well. You get a batarang there. In silver, you get a larger boomerang kind of batarang, which will be on the figure. A grapple gun, iconic to this movie. We'll see that in detail as well. And then you got the Nightmare Man-Bat head, which looks like it has articulation in the jaw, which is absolutely awesome. Piercing red eyes. Can't wait to put that figure together. And we'll take a look at that in a special video. But first, we got the Batman here. This Batman, all right. Well, as you can tell, it looks awesome. This figure is absolutely stunning. The face sculpt captures that Val Kilmer look to a T. And what's really impressive is that, man, those eyes, the jawline, it's beautiful. Now, this figure has been released previously in the Batman Movie Edition 6-pack. Fortunately, I never got that 6-pack. Went through pre-order cancellation hell, and unfortunately, I couldn't get my hands on it. So, yeah, maybe down the road at a con or something, we'll find it maybe. But I am so happy that we got this version, which is a bit different from that edition. So, you got the metallic blue, which looks fantastic on the bodysuit, but as you can see from the head, the gauntlets, and the boots, we have a flat matte black for those. And it's quite a shocking difference between the two. Would have been interesting that first pack did have a uniform navy metallic blue, which looked nice. But I'm really liking this a little bit more. It's something different. So if you got that original figure, you got a nice variance here. Something brand new. The belt is painted extremely nicely in this very vibrant gold. The Bat logo looks amazing. It's scrawled across his chest. Looks fantastic. You do have a very, very nice cape. It's a long, billowing cape. One thing, no wire. Would have been great if we had a wire, but man, this cape is huge. You got a lot of range with that cape, which looks great. And you can even do that look where, hey, you want to put Batman kind of shrouded in mystery, so to speak. It can be encompassing his cape, it can be wrapped around him. It looks fantastic. And I'm just so shocked. These movie lines have really hit the nostalgia bug, but they're doing something that I think is so important, and it's bringing these old classic versions of Batman to a new generation, a new audience, and I think it's spectacular because these figures are 1,000 times better than what we had as kids. And I remember playing with the 95 5 points of articulation 5-inch figures, and I had a great time with that. But man, we are spoiled because the nostalgia goggles are on these things. But it's not going to ruin my opinion, or I'm going to skip on things that, hey, what's going on here? That's questionable. They just did a really good job. I could feel that the designers at McFarlane Toys, they really have a passion and love for these movies, and they did a phenomenal job capturing likenesses, the costumes, and the feel of these figures. They're just fantastic. So let's look at that beautiful grappling gun. It looks awesome, very iconic, really well sculpted, really nice shade of silver. And then you do have this boomerang batarang, which fell out. And that's really cool as well, something different. I really like the way they sculpted it. And it's a nice touch. We got a lot of accessories with this guy. And, it didn't sort of break the bank, so to speak. In Canada, these guys were $30, $29. And for a collector's edition figure, We get a lot less than that sometimes for accessories. But man, it's not about collector's edition. It's about the Batman, and it's phenomenal. It's really, really well done. Now, I've had a lot of fun playing with the articulation on this guy. Can't really say that sometimes with certain Bat figures that the articulation just flows and it's really well done. This figure, is it an exception? No, not really, man, because it has a lot of good attributes. So the head can look up quite a bit. Look down. Great for those imposing, intimidating shots. Look at that. That's epic. You do have the side attitude going on, lots of range of motion. You do have the spacer joint, which gives you that extra range of motion in the hand. We're going to take that, move it out of the way. So you do have some really good range of motion. You have the bicep cut, double jointed ratcheted elbows, ball joints at the hands, and the torso articulation is really fun because the ball joint in the abdomen and the waist work in really good unison, and you can go back quite a bit, forward. Really nice crunch there, man. It's awesome. Ball joints in the hips, double jointed ratcheted knees. You got the sculpted ball joints for the boots, which are really nicely styled. You got toe articulation, pivot ankle rocker, everything you want, it's covered. So you can get him some really good poses. I played around with this figure for about 20 minutes. Before we even got started on the review, I wanted to get a feel for this figure, and he's impressive. You got the amazing sculpt. You got some fluid articulation, and we're going to do some shorts just showing how good his articulation is. But I am so impressed with this Batman. And sometimes, Batman, they produce a lot of different Batmans, a lot of different styles, and they capture the looks, but I feel this one captured this look really nicely. I know the matte finish on the head, the boots, the gauntlets, that might pull some people off, but it's a different look for Batman. And for a person, a collector that didn't get that six-pack, I'm so ecstatic to have this guy in the collection. He looks phenomenal. So let's compare him with some other Batmans and see how he fares. So right off the hop, I want to bring in this George Clooney Batman from Batman and Robin. And this is a really nice figure. It's well done. I was so lucky to actually find another one. So Toy Surgery is going to have on this guy. We're going to add some paint. I think we're going to put some subdued gold onto the logo, maybe the belt. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll go with a copper. But I want to add some paint to this guy. And I like the height difference as well. George Clooney is a little bit of a shorter dude, which is fine. Val Kilmer is a bit more of a taller gentleman. So it's great to see the size comparison. And we know they stay true to that size and height. Because, yeah, it looks great together. So another figure we got to bring in, and this one is kind of like a must. It's kind of like the gauge of Batman figures. That is the Hush Batman Jim Lee version. Absolutely spectacular figure. These two guys look great. Definitely your 100% comic book figure. And your movie figure, which again can straddle the line of comic book and movie and go into both worlds, so to speak. And I think he looks phenomenal. He could be like a one-off Batsuit from a graphic novel or something. Really captures a very interesting look for this version of Batman. And then there's this guy here. This is our Gotham Knights Nightwing. And I really do like these figures, except for the Batgirl. I don't think I've opened that figure, and I was lucky to get it for $5 in Canada. At GameStop, we have this thing called $5 Friday. They have this bin of figures or whatever, and it's $5. And I was lucky enough to pick that figure up for $5, and I believe the White Knight Batman in the variation, that pinkish, kind of brown, reddish color one, because I wasn't going to pay full price for that. But $5, yeah, I can work on it. I can do something fun with it. And I think these two guys look good because these Gotham Knights costumes almost look like movie versions of the Bat family. So these two guys look good together. I really appreciate that. And the height difference is good as well. So that's great. Another figure we got to bring in, and I'm really liking this figure. It's one of my favorites. The first one reviewed. It's on the DC Multiverse playlist, and that is the Robin. This Robin, portrayed by Chris O'Donnell, looks phenomenal. These two guys look excellent together. 1995, where are you? I've been transported back, and these two guys look amazing. I still remember that 2-pack that had these guys together. They're bright, shiny metallic costumes. They look phenomenal. Yeah, just really impressed with these guys. They look damn awesome. Cloth-wired cape. Oh, this would have been such a nice touch since we got it on this figure. Would have been great if we would have got it on the Batman, but alas, we don't. And then we'll bring in some of these boys here. The villains from the movie, Riddler. This is another figure that can straddle the line between comic book version and your movie version collection if you want to go that route. These two guys look amazing. A little bit more question marks. Would have been a nice touch, but awesome, awesome figure regardless. Great head sculpt for Jim Carrey. Then we can also bring in another one here from the movie, and that is Two-Face. Two-Face is portrayed by Tommy Lee Jones, and again, looks spectacular. Can cross the line. The lines are blurred. Comic book version, movie version. We haven't got a true specific comic book version of Two-Face. We did get the Reborn version, which is an amalgamation of a hallucination of Batman and Two-Face in this costume that is half blue, half red. It's very cool. That was a surprisingly shocking figure. I remember seeing that at GameStop. There was no pre-orders for it. It was just there. And boom, I never saw it again, so I'm glad I picked that one up. But these two guys look awesome together. You can really have some cool epic battles, some shorts with these two guys, and that's probably going to happen because this Two-Face, let's get a closer look at him. He is sculpted so well. It's so authentic to the movie. Absolutely spectacular, extremely well done. And people have been asking where this gun came from. So basically, this is from the munitions pack. You gotta get those McFarlane Toys munitions pack because our figures don't come with any guns from DC because of the WB mandate. So get the munitions pack. There's 3 versions that are out. Do a little bit of painting because they're all cast in either sometimes black plastic or gray, or maybe we got some wood grain, but man, I just added some paint, some silver paint onto this gun, and it looks great. And it suits Harvey Dent Two-Face perfectly. Another figure I wanted to bring in because I thought maybe this would be a cool comparison because we got a very comic book stylized Mr. Freeze, and I absolutely love this version of Mr. Freeze. Very reminiscent of the Batman animated series colors. A huge improvement over the original release, which, oh man, that had a very disappointing paint deco. But this looks great. I think we got a comic book version, movie version, but these would look great together in battle on a shelf. Maybe using some of those freeze effects that came with the Batman and Robin figures. Could be some really epic stuff there, some epic battles going on. So, you haven't already guessed, yeah, this figure is phenomenal. One of the finest Batmans to go into your collection. And I will definitely speak my truth. When there's something I do not like that doesn't sit well with me as a consumer, as a collector, I'll let you know. But man, this entire wave has been shockingly good, especially for a movie that came out 29 years ago. And we got this revitalization of these Batman movie figures that are absolutely phenomenal. The Batman and Robin stuff was eye-catching, surprising. I'm very excited to have those guys in the collection. And we'll do a special review comparing them all, and especially the build a figure, so to speak, of Mr. Freeze and the Nightmare Man Bat. So, guys, if you're looking for this figure, and you find it, buy it. He is extremely impressive, and I think one of the best articulated Batmans. The abdominal crunch works amazing. It's got really great range of motion. The head sculpt is awesome. Great articulation. We got lots of weapons, which is what we want. Some interchangeable hands for these figures as well. So guys, definitely pick this figure up. You're not going to be disappointed. I am ecstatic to have this figure finally in the collection. The Val Kilmer Batman is here. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, turn on that bell notification so as soon as I produce a new video, it'll jump right into your feed. Thanks so much, guys, and have an awesome day. We'll see you soon.